Davidi from Tel Aviv, Israel, is going to present Lumos Global. Thank you so much for coming to NOAH.
It's great to be the icing on the cake.
Yes, thank you.
So the icing on the cake is Africa. Darkness is a $40 billion opportunity. The first time I landed in West Africa, it was about 5 years ago. And what I saw when I came out of the airport terminal, students are studying under the streetlights. And the reason they are studying under streetlights is because there's no electricity at the university. And the only place they can get free light is at the airport. We are living in a world where 80% of people in the emerging markets have a mobile phone, but only 20% have access to power. They are spending $50 a day on dirty fuel that is killing literally millions of people every year. The grid is broken, and it doesn't supply the needs of people in Africa and sub-Saharan Asia, and Southeast Asia. We're talking about roughly 1 billion people around the globe that don't have access to power. And this number is only going to grow because the governments are failing to provide this. What we can do about this, we can do exactly what telecoms did for the mobile phone. We can leap forward, leave the poles, and go mobile, and go distributed. And it's happening right now. This is Ojoma. She has a small restaurant outside Lagos. Before she used Lumos, she had to close her shop at 5 p.m. every day because she couldn't afford running the generator. It was too expensive. And now when she has Lumos, she can run her shop until 10 p.m. She makes more money, and her costs are about 1/5 of a generator. What we need is electricity outside the box. Distributed power that can work anywhere based on solar energy. The way it works is this is a small unit, about this size. You can carry it from the shop to your house, install it, and at the same day, you get electricity. It is a smart device that can lock and unlock the power generation based on the number of days you buy, and it's always connected and sends us data. So this data allows us to optimize customer service and to give you a great personalized experience of power. For everyone here in the room, power is so trivial, right? You come, turn on the light at home, and it works. For people in Nigeria, 200 million people with something like 5 gigawatt on the grid, power is something that's unreliable and doesn't exist. So they have to fight every night to either get fuel for the generator or try and hope that the grid will work. And we are solving this problem for them. We are stable, and we are there every day and every night. What we did is we partnered with MTN, which is the largest mobile operator in Africa. And we made it as easy as getting a mobile phone. You just go to the MTN store, you sign on a contract, very similar to how you sign a contract on your mobile phone. You get a kit that is connected to your existing prepaid account, the same account you use for your phone payments, and you can immediately start using it. Just pay number of days that you want using the mobile phone. So when we started about 3 or 4 years ago, customers were buying 1 day, 1 week, and then we saw a transition towards 1 month, and then 3 months and 6 months and even 1 year. So we're seeing trust growing from one customer to another. Today we have more than 100,000 installations in Nigeria, and roughly 10,000 in Ivory Coast. And this is growing, doubling itself every year. And really the only thing that stops us from growing faster is financing. what this partnership allowed us to do is not to own any shop. We don't have any real estate. We use the MTN store, which is selling, mobile services. We put, a demo unit there, and people just come and touch it, and this is how we sell. So we leverage the distribution system of the mobile operator, and this gives us scale. So our focus is, on the service and designing, great products. This is a map of Nigeria, and the dots that you see there are the locations of our system. Each, it's a cluster. Each one is a cluster, and this spread happened really virally. So, we started in the north, and then we suddenly saw that the systems are spread everywhere, and we're talking thousands of kilometers. And it happened because, people travel, and they go back to their families, for holidays, and they bring this as a present, and then the neighbors are coming and asking, how come you have light with no noise? This is magic. So they talk to the other guy in town, and brings another system. So these systems started traveling thousands of kilometers. We actually find systems crossing the borders to Cameroon and to other countries around that. And that was one of the reasons we decided to expand to Ivory Coast, which is a similar market. And what's surprising is that it's not really just rural. I mean, you would think this is really a solution for the rural areas, but it's really peri-urban. So people who live in big cities, they don't have infrastructure, or they don't want to rely on infrastructure. They have jobs, they have cars even, but they cannot rely on the existing infrastructure. So this gives people independence, power independence, which I believe is also the future of power in general, and not just in Africa. And Africa is going to pioneer this power independence theme because they don't have a choice. Light is life. And in the next 10 years, our intention is to bring light to 100 million people in the emerging markets. And we believe that this is doable, very much like mobile was a dream. 15 years ago, there was 0% penetration in the emerging markets for mobile phones. And today, you have 80%. And the reason that you have this kind of revolution is because it was affordable, and because the technology made sense to people, and because it was personalized and didn't need any government in the middle. So we are going to do to power what mobile phones did to telecom. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Davidi.